Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleaves. We're here to talk about this crazy crypto world. Thank you for joining the Bleaves Crypto Show, where we're going to talk about all your favorite cryptocurrencies. You might notice something brand new up here. We're going to talk immediately about something called Definity. And what is Definity? So let's break this down. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in right now, the institutional ECN standard in digital assets and FX trading. So for the next month, we're going to be partnering with Definity. We're going to talk daily about some of the things that they offer. This, by the way, looks very similar. Let's go. First of all, we're going to talk about the leadership today on Definity. This is the team. This is Manu Chaudhary. As Chief Executive Officer, Manu brings a unique combination of strategic vision, industry expertise, and leadership acumen to our organization. Then you've got Michael Siwek, which is a seasonal executive director. Michael brings a wealth of experience and expertise to our firm, drawn from his extensive background in financial services. So we've got somebody in FinSec. We've got the global head of sales, Michael Idzkowski. DMA Link, Michael played a key role in driving growth and scalability on ADSS, a leading fintech firm in London. And you've got Chris Park, Chief Risk Officer, brings an unparalleled depth of experience and expertise to the organization with a distinguished career spanning 25 years in the fintech industry. Financial services, this is a big deal, right? John Murray, Benzi Rabi, Greg Myers, Adam Scott. You've got a litany of different people here. And by the way, I would encourage you to go to LinkedIn. I would encourage you to go check out each and every one of these guys. I would check them out, by the way, myself on LinkedIn, except for some reason, LinkedIn decided to block me, the most believable man in all of cryptocurrency. So that annoys me, by the way. That absolutely annoys me. But let's talk about what's going on here. New Frontier Digital Assets Definity offers access to liquidity across all major digital assets, including stable coins and FX. The Definity ECN supports fiat currencies, including GBP, Euro, USD, AUD, CHF, GPY, ZAR, and MUR. Crosses support by an integrated fiat on an off-ramp gateway. Custody agnostic, standard public rulebook, instant market gateway, and fixed API access. Connect seamlessly via FIX protocol to your back office pre and post trade check included. So I think, in my opinion, this is a really interesting and currently severely undervalued project. So what am I looking for? And by the way, let's be really fair about this. It's got about a $5 million market cap, fair dollar value right now, 5.8 million. So it's under the radar sort of project. I'm going to show you the chart because the reason that I want to show you this chart that we want to look at it is because guess what? It just recently launched. Like, this is the reason that I'm bringing this to you right now, because it launched about a year ago. When it launched about a year ago, it's been in that consolidation phase for that period of time. Now, what that means is we've seen the bottom. We're very, very close to the bottom right now. And what do we look for when we find something that's on that bottom fringe? We look for that massive sort of upside momentum gaining move. Now, why do I think that that's an easy one? Well, let's see what the value is on what they're doing. And that puts it, let's say 500 million. 500 million is about 100x from where it is right now. I'm not saying that it's going to go 100x. I'm not giving you a price prediction on that, but I'm saying that if it gets in line with other projects by market value, then $500 million is not an unreasonable target for Definity. And if that is the case, then you're talking about a move from 3 cents to $3.50. So that would be, I mean, this is where things start to go like straight line, where you get that massive breakout sort of move. And I'm just going to pin this up here as an idea, pie in the sky, guys, for right there. That is a gigantic move. And again, I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just giving you that feeling right now. Definity seems like it could be a big time game changing project. So let's watch this. We're going to put this on the radar here so that we can watch it every single day. If you need the contract address, I'm going to pop that in right now. This is the contract address in the chat. So in case you are interested in checking out Definity, then there you have it. That's going to be your location to go check it out. So we're going to keep tabs on this over the next little while, see what it looks like. Now, look, let's zoom out here and let's get an idea of what was the high market cap on it previously. And that was 837 million on launch. But I think that was kind of a pre-sale sort of, that looks a little bit crazy to me right there. So let's kind of zoom in at the beginning here and say, without that massive crazy candle, where did we settle? Settle at 128 million market cap. 128 million market cap is a significant gain from where we currently are. If we look at that and we go back to refresh, go back to the beginning here, and now we kind of zoom out and look at, what would it take to get to that level again? And what is from here to here? We're talking about 23x to get back to its previous, what I consider to be the settlement of the all-time high, 128 million market cap. So, guys, this is a great opportunity. Again, we're going into the bull run where anything can happen. And it just seems like there's some possibilities here that you might be sort of missing out on. They've started a campaign right now, which is why we're partnered to talk about this, so that you guys have access and you guys can see, do your own research, figure this out for yourself. Tomorrow, we're going to go over the white paper. We're going to look at it, kind of get an idea. You know what I mean? Is a $150,000 bag going to get me rich? No, because it's only going to be $150,000. If you have investments of $150,000 and it's in the right places, then yes. I mean, just to give you an example, if you had $150,000 8 months ago and you put it into XRP today, you're a millionaire. So it really depends on the project. It really depends on how well it moves. So could you see that happen? Sure. Anyway, check out Definity and let's move on. In our bubbles, we've got, what's going on over here? We've got pump up 25.5%. This is the 24 hour. ENA is up 14%. Sonic Chain popping again at 13.7%. Pulse again surging, continuing its surge. Like it's been Hex not moving, but Pulse and Pulse X having nice moves. Crow up 3% on the day. Ton up 6% on the day. So we're starting to see that capital flow back in. ZBCN up another 10% on the day. Rect up 12.5%. Brett's 12.7%. Iotics up 12.3, CVX 8%, Loca 142%. We finally have one of our big breakout sort of candidates here for the month, up 651%. So if you were playing League of Kingdoms, if you're a League of Kingdoms player, then guess what? You've actually got a game right now that is popping off. And guys, we've been missing a lot of those games popping off, so we're finally seeing one. Sure wish it would have been WAGME. I'm not holding WAGME anymore. But I am, look, I'm friends with Scott Herman, although I did text him the other day to joke with him, and he never texted me back. So maybe we're not friends after all. IKA 49% on the day. What is this? ICA 130 million market cap. Which is some kind of random coin that popped off. Asset is down 21% on the day, but it's up 1,700% on the year. Not a bad move right there. In the 400 to 500 category, we've got look, this is what tells me that I think we're getting closer and closer and closer to altcoin season, because what are you seeing happen here? Bitcoin's not moving tremendously, but we are getting some really big moments here on a lot of these different crypto. Strike up again big time. I remember Strike was having a real good breakout, up 116% on the month. Banker coin is up 122%. And guys, look, all you have to do is just throw out a narrative. Could you imagine that? Like let's say that you're, I don't know, Devi, which is down, I want to say like 10% today. Yeah, down 8.6% today, while shit coins are just passing it by. Really got to do some marketing. Really got to do some marketing. Neural up 28%, Troll 42%, Gods 21%, Clanker 31%, ETM. This is Electronium up 12.6%. Guys, I gave you Electronium a while back. I gave it to you over a month ago, and guess what? It's up 78%. So if you went to, I want to say Matt Glinsky, if you're out there, Biconomy was the American exchange where you could buy it. And you're up big time right now if you are a holder. So shout out to you for getting yourself a nice big win. Now, Fear and Greed Index is still at 72. Didn't really get affected by yesterday's total market. When we look at the total market yesterday and we zoom in on the daily candle, guess what? We just got kind of a hammer sort of doji kind of can. And what that tells me, by the way, is I'm always looking for that sort of, break to the bottom right there. And that usually signifies that there's going to be a run coming. So when I see that, I look right here and look, there just seems to be a lot of trade volume right in those ranges right there. That signifies to me that buyers are stepping in and that we're probably going to go up. Now, we've seen that before. We saw it over here. And guess what happened? We end up breaking down and then kind of riding it sideways until that breakout. So what we haven't seen here yet is that liquidity dip. We haven't seen that big candle right there going back into a previous top, a previous range. So I do want to say to you, because of that, I think, again, if you're looking at Bitcoin, 112,300, somewhere in that range, probably going to be a safe space for just a real breakdown in price and value in a short period of time. And maybe we'll see something happen like that, and then a big, big move. Now, when I say that, let's go over here and let's look at one other thing. Boom, 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 boom. Money supply. So money supply, Janet, we're going to answer that question in just one moment. Give me 1 second to finish this off. So let's move that down. Let's get that kind of in line with where we are. We look at it right here. We see that, and we see that we're right here. This is that little breakdown that I'm talking about. If you notice right here, we had that breakdown right there, and it actually came, right there. So this little breakdown right here could happen right here, taking us down to this range right here, and then boom, 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 boom. We got a long way to go and a lot of capital inflow. Now, I told you guys that, I don't know what's going to happen, because this is what we got happening right now from this. This is 45 days out. So in about the next 40, 30, 45 days, it looks like we're going to have a mega pump. Problem is basically, J Money says starting next month, we should be going up. No, starting today or tomorrow, we should be going up. I'm waiting for this candle right here to give me that move right there. And then the money flow says that we are about to go into another parabolic run, just like we've been on for the last little while. So nothing fundamentally has changed here. We're just, we're on our way up for that next run. Again, I think 4.5 trillion in market cap is where it's going to go. What has me nervous right now is money flow leaving the market. So we're going to see a big run up, and then we're going to see a gigantic dump. We're going to have to time that market. By the way, this would be a great opportunity right here to see that. That is probably 30 days worth of downward momentum. And by the way, it could extend to October and November. Maybe we see December be that month. But when you look at it from this context, and if you just hear me out here, this is that generational entry, in my opinion, that we're going to see coming up very, very soon, that gives you that 30 on the Fear and Greed Index. So I'm predicting that we're going to see a massive flood out of that fear and greed index all the way down, and again becomes your generational entry point for Bitcoin, not for the rest of the market, just for Bitcoin. So here's the hope. The hope would be that we all make a few $100,000, maybe a few $1 million over the next 45 to 60 days, maybe up to 90 days. And then we cash out, we put it on hold for a few minutes, and then we all enter Bitcoin at the bottom right here, and we watch as it grows and grows and grows for possibly another leg up. Now, we don't know what's going to happen yet, but, and by the way, when you look at it from this context right here, you see this right here. We gave that nice little dip right there, but then it broke out and went so much higher. So this could be concerning. Okay, this could be concerning because, you know, I mean, are we into this right here? Because if we're into that right there, then we got 6 months of, God damn it, you know what I mean? Well, actually, it was about 90 days, maybe 4 or 5 months of just like, ah, damn it, I wish the market would go. So we could be seeing this come down, and then we could see another leg up in the long term. By the way, if that happens, this bull market will continue. So that is the biggest indicator right now that we are watching to try to figure out if that's the case. Now, Janet Lachey says, how do you know if a new launch is a honeypot or other trap? Well, that's actually not really complicated. Let's do this. Let's go to let's do a new listing. Actually, I have a new listing here. Let's how do we bid? Oh, okay. You know what? I can do it over here. But I'm not going to show you my private chat. I am going to show you the token, but I'm not going to show you the private chat for it. Boom, 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 boom. I got one here where somebody said this could be a runner. So I'm not telling you guys to buy this one, by the way. I'm not saying that you should, but let's go look at it and see what happens here. All right, this is called Lolcat. Currently has a $236,000 market cap, and we're going to pop this up right now. Okay, so what are we looking for? This is on a daily chart. How do we know whether or not this thing is going to be a honeypot? Well, the first thing that we'll know is right down here. If there's buys and sells, then most likely it's not a honeypot. Now the question is it whitelisted? Could there be like 1 or 2 wallets that are whitelisting showing that? That's the question that you're going to have to ask yourself. Now, for this, I want to say that maybe, just maybe, this is not the premier platform for this, except this right here. There's an audit that says no issues. So the first thing that you want to look at is this contract mintable? And that means, can they mint new tokens? And the answer to that is no. The other question is, are the assets freezable? Can they pause trading? The answer to this one is also no. So when you see those, then you know 2 things. First of all, the contract cannot be rugged, and they cannot stop trading in order to freak you out and hold your money hostage. So then the next question becomes, what does the disbursement of tokens look like? And I want to say that there was a bubble. Where the fuck did the bubble map? Am I missing bubble map link again? Ain't that a bitch? Like, I swear there was a link here for bubble maps. Anyway, let's copy that. All right. And then you want to look at bubble maps. This just gives you an idea of the distribute. Fuck my life. Now I got to log back in. I don't have a login. I don't have my login. God damn it. Okay. So guess what? I'm going to have to be a bitch here. I'm going to have to go back to Dex Tools like a baby. Okay. Now, let's try this again. We're going to go into SoulScan. And boom, 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 boom. We're going to look at holders. This might be an easier way, actually. We're going to look at holders, and we're going to see who's holding massive amounts of supply. The massive amounts of supply are being held by the Radiant Vault Authority. And then we want to look at the distribution of wallets at the top. And that's this one right here, this one here, everything with about 2% in it. What's in those wallets right there? And then we see one with a named wallet, which usually means that it's an investor who really doesn't care if people know. You don't know who their name is, but you know that they are holding. Now, you can see here they're not holding high value amounts. And as we go, there's 55 pages worth of people holding a fairly decently distributed up down to list number 35, 36. Let's say you got about 1% of the supply at least. So there's about 36 people holding at least 1% of the supply. Right now, to hold 1% of the supply would cost you $1,000. So if you have faith in the project, this doesn't look like, this is not a honeypot. It's not breakable. Now, here's the question. The question would be, are the people at the top going to sell? And the answer to that is probably. So what I would look for, this is how you know you're not getting into a honeypot. Now, let's close that down. And let's, there we go. All right. On the left over here, you can see this part right here is another audit that gets done. The contract was verified. We know it's not a honeypot. We know that it's not freezable. We know that it's not mintable. Community trust, only 50-50. And the deck score is only 66. Now, the reason for that is because it doesn't have his socials updated. Now, that tells me, by the way, that this thing, no. I would not get into it, but I wouldn't do it. To me, this seems like a dangerous, sort of risky, sort of play. The only way that I would consider this to be something that I would want to enter, and by the way, I enter a lot of plays like this, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't or wouldn't or couldn't or, but what I'm saying is I would look here and I would say, well, Fibonacci says this move here to this move here, right? Fibonacci played out, by the way. Remember I tell you what Fibonacci does. You go up all the way, then you come back down into range, then you go back up to the 236, then you come back down for another test, then you come back up and maybe you get a breakout. If you don't get a breakout, you're going to go down even lower. And what happened? It went down even lower. And then it went back up to the 236 one more time. Now you're in this range right here for a breakout. So what could happen is you could see a breakout and it could go crazy. But the most likely scenario is that it's coming back down here and maybe even a little bit lower because it's not gaining traction. It's not gaining enough traction. Can't break out of this little range right here. And that little range right there probably, let's go look at it by market cap. By market cap, that range is about $150,000. So it's not breaking above $150,000. That's the new normal, by the way, on a lot of these. So I hope that helps. I mean, you really just once you've got a new launch out here, you can see it. And by the way, if you're trying to get in from here at the bottom for that big move right there, power to you. Maybe it'll happen for you. Most likely you're going to end up getting wrecked. But if you get in down here, you get up here, take your money. Like, for the love of God, take your money. Once you 2x or 3x something, get out. Let it settle and then try to get back in. Find yourself a decent position. Look, let me just say that, your optimal strategy would be to be able to buy early, right? To able to get, when you get maybe a 3x or something like that, take all of the money out. Maybe it runs up, maybe it doesn't. But now you up 3x. Now wait for the dip. Just go pull a Fibonacci tool. Like, if you want to put some risk on it, pull a Fibonacci tool. What you want to do is you want to buy as low as possible. Then you want to ride it up as much as possible. Like in this situation, you go from 5 zeros up to 3. So you're talking about a 15x from where it started. That's not bad. So, you get a 3, 5x, something like that. Boom. You get a nice little profit. Maybe even take your profit right here, right? Take the whole thing, or take half, or take out your original investment and then let this thing run some more. Once you've established that you've taken out your 50%, right? Like you've taken your original investment out. Boom, you've taken it out right here because you've made a profit, right? And it continues to run. Then you take the other half when you feel like when you get the wicks right here, don't look for it to keep going. Look for it to break back down, right? So sell right here. Try to sell in this range right here. And then pull a Fibonacci tool, go from the bottom to the top, and look for a settlement back down in this range. Now, if you do that, ta-da, you've bought yourself a bag, a moon bag. and you've bought it way cheaper than what you had, problem solved. Just in case it breaks out, just in case it has a generational run, you'll have skin in the game. If not, you will have made a profit and you can walk away. Now, if you miss this and you miss all of this, then again, you pull a Fibonacci tool and then you go, this is Solana, by the way, so you can go set yourself a bid at the 786. I mean, that's really what you could do. Like, that's the easiest way to do it. And by the way, I can't show you exactly how to do it because I don't have a wallet attached, but oh, actually, I do have a wallet attached, but it's only got like $3 or $4 or $1 or something in it. So what you would do is, like, let's say you find something like that you want to be that you want to take a shot on, and it's going to be this lolcat, right? You're going to put the contract address. Oh my God, I can't even remember where the contract addresses are on this goddamn page. All right, so pop that out. So we're going to use Solana. Well, we're going to reverse that. We're going to use Solana, and we're going to put it in right here at the bottom, and we're going to set that up right there, and you'll be lolcat. All right, so there it is. So you're going to set a trigger right there for lolcat, and you're going to buy, 0.01 or, whatever it is that you're going to buy. And then you're going to set it over here. Now, if this is too complicated for you, then make sure that you have it in USDC, because then that'll be the easier way for you to figure it out. So then you go to lolcat and you say, well, where's my 786 Fibonacci number, which was down here at this market cap. Let's do that real quick. There's your run up. There's the big top. Then it breaks down here, gives you that 786, which is 4 zeros 34. So you want to come over here and you want to go to 4 zeros, one more zero, 34 right there. So if you do that, then guess what? Now you've bought some and you've got a buy order set that will allow you to make that buy when you need to make that buy. That's all it takes. Just sit your triggers over here. Then the other thing is, once you've bought it, once it's active, swap it and reverse it. And now say that, when you have this, when it goes to, whatever price, so it's 0.1231. So it's a nice 3X right there. Set your sell order for right there and you're done. Like, just set your sell order right there. And by the way, that would have been 294. So you would have gotten from 1 penny, you would have made 2.9, you'd have made 3 cents or whatever, whatever the number is. But it's just that easy. Like, that's all you have to do. Like, it's not even that complicated. All you have to do is just do it. Just set yourself trigger orders, buy and sell based on where the chart looks, and boom, you've won. Now, money continues to flow off of exchanges. We're still seeing all that happen. We've got 0 bull market peak indicators. This is gigantic, guys. This means that we are not even close to the end of a bull run. Okay, we are not even close. 0 of 30 indicators have hit. So just continue to hold. I will tell you as we're getting closer to the top. When we start to drop some of those and we start to see that happen, maybe, is the BlockDAG launch on 1 August safe? The answer to that, I don't know. They came to me a couple times. I did a couple of promos for BlockDAG. I'm not sure about the DAG thing, Here's what I'm sure of. I'm sure that they've raised a lot of money, and I'm sure that they've paid for a lot of advertising. I'm certain of that. The question is, will it pump? What does it do? It's a mining thing, so it's going to be a blockchain that you can mine. As far as partnerships and things like that, so far, all I know is that it's got listings. It's going to have a few tier 1 exchange listings. It's using its money to spread its, I think there's an opportunity for it to break out. I think it's launching on August 1st because, and by the way, remember, most of these places never even gave you a launch date on some of these pre-sales, just that they were continuing on and that maybe, you would get that launch at some point. And now we're reaching the spot where a lot of these different cryptos are starting their launch. Not like where I'm at on the screen right now for some stupid reason. But anyway, so there's a real strong possibility of a breakout because of that. Remember, it's a pre-sale, so it's gonna dump. So take your profit immediately on launch, and then from there buy the dip, so that the dip reverses and plays out. Again, pull out a Fibonacci tool, go from the bottom to the top when it launches, and then go set at that 786 line and set yourself another buy order. You've already made some profit. You want to buy a bag, go for it. But remember also that it could go below the launch price. It most likely will go below the launch price. What your chart would probably look like is, I don't have a clean basic chart, but let's just, for shits and giggles, say this is what's going to happen. It's going to launch and you're going to get that big candle like that because it launched. And then immediately you're going to see this over the next couple of days. This is going to take days. It might even be it might even be 1 day before it goes down. But, then it's going to do this, it's going to do this, it's going to do this, then it's going to have a test right here. You know what I mean? Like, that's what normally happens. And then it's going to get rejected. And then if it successfully does it right there, you're going to get that rejection. And then you're going to get the breakout potentially. I mean, that's what it would look like. Oh my God, you know what? It's going to look like this right here. It's going to look like Devi. I didn't even think about that. Devi had a big pre-sale. Boom. Now you had you had it working in range there for a little while. Off of that, because it wasn't a giant pre-sale, people were getting exposed to it. This is actually something that, this is maybe not the best comparison, but the chart wise, this will be consolidated into, hours instead of days. And then it will start to do this. It will start to go down, 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 down. Now, the reason that this one went down and the reason that this one looks like that was because there was an unlock, and the unlock was people selling off. Because remember, when you bought this, matter of fact, Pepe Meme and Doge Alt are probably going to launch really soon. They're timing this. Look, the one thing that I know is frustrating sometimes for people is when you get into a pre-sale and it doesn't launch immediately and you don't make your money like right away or something like that. So I get that, but at the same time, what they're trying to do is they're trying to pump their own bags too. And if you launch today while the market's dipping, or if you launch yesterday while the market's dipping, it's going to fail. And then it's going to take a lot to get it back into that motivational move sort of thing. What I think they were going to wait for is Doge to start popping off, because then they're going to start looking for other Doge coins. Pepe to pop off, because then people are going to look for other Pepes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's pretty simple. When we get into a real altcoin season or something like that, that's when you're going to see some of these things absolutely go crazy. And why? Like, you've given them your money. They want to make money. They're not going to dump on you for no money. They didn't work all this time for that. They did it because they think that they can make some money off of it. They want to make some money off of it. They want to build a stable project that you can invest in. I mean, right? That's really what it is. So maybe we'll see that launch, and it'll look, maybe it'll look great. By the way, Devi down like almost 10% on the day. I don't know what to say, by the way. Drives me out on mine. Devi ecosystem here. Most platforms either have been built for institution or individuals. Dev Exchange is designed for both. Now, I'm going to put out a new video because I don't think that I was kind in my last video, despite the fact that I maintain a bullish narrative about Devi, and despite the fact that I think that Devi, in my opinion, is going to be one of the biggest launches. I shouldn't say launches, but when the Dev Exchange launches, because of their partner, is going to be one of the biggest moments in crypto for this. And we're getting towards that moment. We don't want to miss that. And I think they're timing some things to make it a little bit different. But again, they're not doing any advertising. They're not doing anything right now to try to build momentum. They're just trying to build in the background. So I think I need to say something about that and let you guys, just kind of publicly state that, this is going to be so much better than what I feel like I said at the last time. It's estimated that 1.5 trillion of real estate funds will be tokenized by 2030. The Dev ecosystem has the scalability, infrastructure, and functionality to handle the demand. We'll see what happens. Also, don't forget, get yourself some coins, chick coins. Boom, boom, boom. Where are we at here? Aussie AI, by the way, up right now 50%. But look, I thought hopefully that we would get a nice little rip off of this for, I thought maybe there was a possibility of a nice little breakout. and like it just fucking flatline. You know, like we had a tiny little surge, and basically everybody who got in the beginning just, instead of pumping their bag, just dumped on it, and that takes momentum away. So we took a shot on it. I don't know that Aussie AI is going to do something. I'm going to wait. I've set a sell order for 5098 right here, right on that spot. 50. Actually, it was 401. I think I was waiting for it to flip a zero, and then I was just going to exit it and just be done with it. But I mean, it just doesn't look like there's anything happening here. And we've tried, we tried to get a little bit of, and there's no money in it. You know what I mean? Like there's no money in it. Just a few bucks. So we'll see what happens. But I just, it looks like it's kind of run its course, and nobody really wants to do anything. Everybody hates Aussie, I guess. You know what I mean? So that one's probably going to die. Rocky is up 4.5%. Puff's up 3%. Ememe Link is up 3%. Fias, BCB, Mantra, all about dead even on the day. O'Hare dead even on the day. Volt dead even on the day. API 3 down 1%. Definity down 1%. CCR down 2%. CC Coin up down 2%. Just a lot of downward momentum right now. WeSoul continues to just. Ain't nothing going on with that. I don't know what to say there. So anyway, this is what happened on DevE right here. We had somebody sell off 6,000. Never bought any. Sold off 6,000. Never bought any. Sold off 125,000 in profit so far. This person has never. This person has never bought any DevE and has now sold 245,000 DevE for $125,000. This person is never and is sold for 160,000. By the way, I think this is market makers. I don't have any reason to think that it's not. I don't think that this is people. I don't think they're just funneling money out the back door. You know what I mean? So I think that's, it's a lot of market makers doing market maker shit. Like this is not, you can see that they bought, you can see this is not, they bought. And you can see, when people buy and sell, and then, you get an idea of some of these. So basically, I think that the market makers are flushing, and maybe we'll see a reversal off of that. But again, there's nothing going to happen until they announce something other than, but by the way, it did break out above that trend line finally. So that does mean that is a positive right there. But, I would suspect because there's no bullish narrative, because there's not really anything popping right now, we're not going to get up here yet, which means could end up back down here at 35 cents one more time. So, but I don't know that that's going to be the case. I don't know that that's going to be the case. I just think that, I think we could do much better than what's going on right now. Boom, 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 boom. Total value locked on chains right now. Again, BSC 7 billion. I just do not believe this. Ethereum is at 4.4 billion. Solana is at 2.69 billion. So trade volume happening, but a lot of that was downward momentum yesterday. So we'll see what happens there. We're not going to worry about liquidity today. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to worry about the ETFs. What happened on the ETF yesterday? And holy shit, big inflows yesterday. Also, they've changed the layout of this. Like, I hate when they do this shit. God damn it. Even on a bad day, 5.8 million in inflows on the Ethereum ETF. Now, in the news yesterday, crypto paper. I think that's what it was called. I think it was called the crypto. I can't even fucking search anymore. Oh my God. Way to go, Elon. You're killing it, you fucking clown. Jesus Christ. Trump crypto report. Let's see if we can do that. This looks like it might work. Let's try that. Yeah, here we go. All right, so Trump crypto report calls for the SEC CFTC cooperation to allow for, this is Borovic. It's not going to be true. This guy's just going to make shit up. Let's try that again. Jesus Christ. And that one thing right there, I already know he's just fucking making something up here. So that's just stupid to me. SEC lawsuits dropped, Coinbase, but we know that, right? We know that, but that's not part of that's not the report. Fucking clowns, man. Jesus Christ. There we go. All right. Under President Trump's executive order 14178, the working group shall blah, 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 blah. Let's go this. The reserve and the stockpile will be administered by Treasury, which will establish an office administrator right here and maintain control of the associated custodial accounts. The reserve and the stockpile will be capitalized by forfeited digital assets. Forfeited digital assets need to satisfy statutory objectives, will continue to be used for those objectives, including compensate for identifiable and verifiable victims of crimes. Bitcoin reserve will generally not be sold and will be maintained as reserve asset for the United States, utilized to meet governmental objectives in accordance with applicable law. Treasury and Commerce will develop strategies that can be used to acquire additional Bitcoin. Very important right there. And then custody will be studied by Treasury and Commerce in order to safeguard the assets of the United States. So that's the crypto report. Now, by the way, crypto report kind of underwhelming. That's why people have to come out here and clown themselves by putting just bullshit in here. That's not breaking. Trump crypto report, not in the crypto report. Like ding dong, dum dum. It's not even in the crypto report. DOJ crypto enforcement units dismantled, not in the crypto report. You know what I mean? Like this guy just makes shit up, throws it out there. Crazy. Anyway, that's what's happening right now. And hopefully, we're going to get a nice day going, down $3 billion on the day. Nothing really popping off right now. I'm watching Assemble one more time, looking for that to have a crazy sort of breakout. When Assemble has a big breakout, I think that's going to be great for the market. And I think that we're going to see a nice little run right there. But that's just conversation. Until the next time. That's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. And we'll talk to you again very, very soon. And remember, it's not financial advice.
I'm looking for the good life, good life.